However, so my questions, and I have a couple, so I'm going to just say one. For AR, I have had it happen a couple times when I'm doing it, that they're going and it's progressing the way it should, going earlier, it's all related, everything's good. And then they go back to, they're back. But and even this one, it happened quickly with a team, and they're all of a sudden they're back to a happy event that has not, then I don't know, I'm like, oh, is the one before it the ISE then? But they jumped maybe like 4 years, and all of a sudden they're at a birthday party having a good time, and I ask questions with the Gestalt and can find nothing wrong. And then I'm not sure what to do.
Okay, sometimes there's a lot of things that are going possibilities there. I cover it in class, but you can't possibly remember everything, right? One is they might be at the event, but just before it. Let it play through. Okay. Some people will land, it's like a time machine, and they've landed, an hour before. And you just go, what happens next? What happens next? What happens next? What happens? That's the fast forward, right? That just takes them to event, run through there. And if the emotion doesn't come up that you're working with, right? Then I look at, okay, where am I? Am I at a time where I am likely to have jumped over the ISE? So like if they were 5 years old, then 4 years old, and then they went back and now they're 2. Well, they might have jumped over the ISE. Okay. And then I would just say, and then we count from 1 to 3, and you move forward in time until you hit that first time.
Dang, it's so, yes.
So obvious once you know it, right?
Because I feel that my last client, that she jumped over. But then I was like, because I'm new and didn't know. And those are the words
like
I
the
needed.
backdoor way of doing it, right? So now you've got the time you can use for before ISE, and you say, now we're going to count from 1 to 3 or 1 to 5, whatever, and you move forward until that first time when you felt the grown-up came about. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. There you are. Daytime, nighttime, indoors, outdoors, alone, or with someone. The other thing is they've become non-compliant. Okay. And then what you do is you go back to the earliest time where they had the feeling. And I'd say, okay, in a moment, count from 3 back to 1. Now, if they said it was familiar, right? And then go back to that very first time. I'll say like the very first time I felt this way. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, be there. Then if there's non-compliance, I go, be grown up. Grown up. And then I do the talk for non-compliance.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Now, in a very worst case scenario, you got to make a call there that if you're going to move forward without getting ISE. I mean, it's possible, although unlikely, that you may not get to the ISE. Even when we think we've got to the ISE, there's a chance that maybe we're not dealing with ISE, that there's some other event, we just haven't found it yet, right? We build up that case, but it's not absolutely for sure. And then we deal with ISE, we deal with the furthest back to SSE as if it was the ISE. And then we just do that. Then next session, we find out if that feeling still exists. Like if it's fear, right? If it's fear, then that means you haven't got the ISE yet. And then you just bring up the fear, follow back to the ISE. You can hammer at it.
Can I real quick in my next session then? Because I feel like I jumped over it. And in my next session, I was planning to do food because I kind of thought, oh, I guess I was there, and I really don't think I was. Can I go and start with the AR then and make sure that I address the ISE?
You're going to do what's called a date-time regression, just like in the exercise we do in class.
Yep.
To the earliest event where they had the feeling. So like if it was 5 at a picnic or whatever, you go, okay, then something on count 5 back to 1. Now here's the secret to this. In a moment, count from 5 back to 1, you're going to be back at that very first time, the earliest time we visited, that time when you're at a picnic and you were afraid. And it's going to be as if we'd done no work on it at all. because we have to remove the work we did so that because if we leave it in place, they'll be in that event without the fear. And it's going to be as if we've done no work on it at all. 5 still going to be afraid. 5 still going to have those false beliefs, whatever. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, be there. Boom. Now we've got 5 again with that feeling, and we can time tunnel our affect bridge.
Okay. And then do you have to go back and go through the 5 again?
Well, I go to the earliest time that they had the feeling.
Okay.
I'm not going to go to that safe place they went to because that was problematic.
Right.
Try
Right.
to do the
Okay.
regression again without them doing that.
Right.
If they do,
what I meant.
If they do go there, then move forward until they feel the feeling.
Right. And what I meant is that when I take them back, like, and then let's say I can get to the ISE, then do I have to work through the SSEs that I have already worked through with that client? Do I have to do that again, or do I?
I think you could do it real quick.
Okay.
You say, I'm going to go this thing. We're just going to make sure all this is still in place. Here we go. Is there anything that 7 needs to hear before we go there? No. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, be there. Or actually it's 1, 2, 3, because we're moving. And daytime, nighttime, indoors, outdoors, alone, or with someone. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Well, I'm feeling safe. You're awesome. Good. Now we're going to go to 9. And you only need to go to 2 or maybe 3 SSEs and then go into age progression work if you have time.
And this is good because this is a team. There weren't that many. This helped. Thank you.
Awesome. Good. Cool. You see, that's what I love about doing this particular kind of call like this or video is I have a chance to really get into the nuts and bolts now that you're actually doing it. Maureen, who you want me to talk to next?